Hello, brothers and sisters. All right, and welcome to my live StreamYard. Okay, and of course, you should already know me by now. And if you want to join, you can join. If you join, I will put your cash app and everything. You know how I talk straight through. Okay, for half an hour or even more than half an hour, depends on who pops up in here. You know my cash app. You also know my my link. There were multiple different subjects down the rabbit hole. I'm your friendly neighborhood Schizologist. I talk to people worldwide, from Kenya to Ethiopia to Barbados to Jamaica. I talk to all those type of females, and I saw all different types of pussies. You didn't think I was gonna say pussies, but of course, I'm the real prodigy and shit. No one can stop me because no one who's like me out there. Because compared to me, everybody else is a simp. All right. Because a lot of people who's born in these millennials and these new age these days don't understand what philosophy is. They don't even understand what an atheist is. They don't understand what a fucking Veda cult is. They don't understand what none of those things are. But you know how the effeminates are. They like to change the names up. But let's get on with the subject today. How you been? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing with this coronavirus type shit? They say there's gonna be another wave coming, babies. You can look at my description box to see what I'm going to be talking about today. But of course, I'm eating some halls because eucalyptic is very important to keep the mucus down, okay, from mucus buildup in your sacs, because that's what it says. But I believe strongly, my voices told me the other day, listen to this shit, that there's a connection between the coronavirus and the 5G network. They got everybody isolated so they can see what areas are the weakest. So this is an awakening stage. Okay, this is beside the point, beside the topic I'm gonna talk about. But think about it. There are people who are actually passing out, and if you're passing out, they're testing the frequency waves. They don't mean to kill people, but they got to get this 5G up and running. I don't give a fuck. Birds are falling out of the fucking sky, but I love the earth. But we do have to communicate because we are like the most superior knowledge right now of human beings in these fleshly sacks. All right, now, what is it? Don't you hate it when your kids get on the internet and shit and then mess with you? Okay, what do you want? Huh? You want some of these? You want some of these? All right, here. Okay, so you should know I'm not alone here. I'm a homebody person. I hope y'all got your stimulus checks. I hope you're all doing okay. The government can survive on its own. They already had a plan and contingency to try to fix this problem, because it happened before in the past. Now there are people who are actually hitting me up on the motherfucking messenger app, and sometimes they're afraid to come in here, but it's okay. But of course, I'm going to talk about multiple different subjects. I strongly believe. Did you know that Norway has 6G? Okay, and 7G. NASA has 7G, baby. Did y'all know that? Did you know there's a space station in the sky that's basically monitoring everybody, screening people? They could look down on anything they want to see. They can see through houses. That's what they say. When I was younger, I always figured that there's a big brother in the sky. And when my mom told me big brother in the sky, that means that there's going to be a war. It's probably already happened already. They stay over on their side and they stay over their side. People going to be fighting over your satellite shit forever, man, to obtain supremacy of the air. Okay. And the United States has it. Because I'm telling you right now, this coronavirus was actually created from first. The one key came from the United States, another key came from fucking French. I'm not saying all this is factual now. No one knows what the facts is. No one knows nothing. Socrates said it best. And so they sent it over to China so they can work on it. They found the third key, which was from the back. And for some reason, they wanted to put this fucking coronavirus together, and they did it. And then they tried to erase everything they did, like shutting everything down from the Wuhan, China and shit. But anyway, I digress here. So, hello, brothers and sisters. Like, welcome to my Facebook. So much I'm trying to keep it down. Very, motherfucker, boy, and not important. Liberals, libertarians, people like to smoke, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. That's like 90% of you should not be listening to my schizophrenic page, because of the fact that you won't be able to understand me. I'm an indigo child. I'm all sorts of crazy shit. I'm your friendly neighborhood Schizologist. If you don't know what those things mean, please ask. Okay, I'll slow it down for you. If you can't understand the speed of the rate of speed I'm talking, or something's wrong with your internet, I hope it's not nothing wrong with my phone, because I just bought this goddamn phone. Now the the 5G shit just came out with the S20 now. I was so pissed. I just got this phone and shit. And now they told me you can't trade that phone in for the newer one. I'm like, that's bullshit. When this 5G comes out, I hope it's crystal clear. No fucking problems. No drop calls. No problems with the audio. It's just supposed to be 20 times faster. And then somebody told me it's going to be 100 times faster. I said, I don't give a fuck. I better not see no glitches because I'll go to them myself and take them motherfuckers out. Lying motherfuckers. And they ain't even moving that fast. And I heard through the grapevine that you may need a router if the satellite is not nearby you, which is kind of fucked up for those individuals who may be living far out in the woods somewhere. But anyway, let's get on with the subject today here. So I've been talking 5 minutes and rambling on. Now, today's topic will be about, evil deadbeat mothers and comedians who crack jokes. Okay, let me go down the passage here. And the cracking jokes versus telling stories. How to treat pretty narcissistic women. Okay, I'm a professional, trust me. Okay, bad kids with soft mothers. Privacy for kids. Raising daughters. Teaching them the importance of virginity. Trust in your household. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about today. But if someone wants to come in, at least have at least one thing to talk about. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Nobody gives a fuck about your looks unless you got some money and some charm like I do or some shit. Now, we're gonna talk about one thing at a time. I'm gonna wait like a minute and see who's gonna pop up in here. I have a strong feeling that somebody's gonna pop in here. There's one special person who may win $1 million. Okay? I ain't got $1 million, okay? I ain't got no $1 million. They may give me $1 million. But anyway, I'm gonna hold on for here for just a moment here and think about this. Please, y'all guys, be safe. Cover your mouth. Don't try to cough. Niggas know better. You get popped in your mouth. It's fucking, it doesn't matter who you are. Don't cough out in the air. Have a mask on. You will get popped. There's a lot of immature people out there. In the hood, they don't care. They cough on each other all the time. They be shooting each other all the time. That's a good thing. It's like this canary virus. It's a good thing. That's how I see it. What good can come from the canary virus? This is beside the topic here now. What good? Basically, it will kill off those individuals who's just feeding off the system. Most of us are parasites anyway. Okay, I'm not a parasite because I actually contribute to the community and shit. I actually try to give advice and shit, give a little philosophical type of tidbits because I believe in Socrates, I believe in Heraclitus and shit. I believe in Mahatma Gandhi and shit. I believe in the philosophies and shit. I believe in trying to spread other knowledge, which most people do not talk about. And plus, I was an ex-Giglioer. I got a degree in architectural drafting and design and computer-aided drafting and stuff. I think I have more knowledge than most people and shit. But I can get arrogant sometimes. But I'm also a comedian. I'm a father. I traveled abroad, traveled to Ethiopia. I did a lot of fucking things in my life. But let's begin with the topic now. The first thing I want to talk about is evil deadbeat mothers. If someone pops up in here, the subject will be changed to their subject. Okay, but I have to talk about all these subjects before I get out here. So don't worry about it. We are not going to forget something. And when you do come on, please understand, I do numerology. Okay, so Glennis had your number, so I'm going to show you right now. Y'all should all get her book. It's a really good book. She's like 80% accurate. Okay, I showed it on my page and shit like that. I can do yours easily. I do life path number and attitude number. Okay, and I just want you to understand, if you want your number numerology to be played, I will basically say it. I will fix it up for you. Okay, all right. Since you come on here with a piece of paper, a tablet, or something, because you might have questions for your stream. Okay, my incentive for you coming on these videos is basically putting your cash app. Everybody needs some sort of help. I need fucking help. I'm a schizoaffective, so you may help me to get my studio and shit, so I can actually broadcast my shit a little better. Because I don't have a computer. I'm actually doing this live stream on StreamYard through my fucking mobile. Okay, you have to turn on your desktop mode. Okay, it's a little technical, but technical to me is not that bad because I like to be a technical person, but not too much because I want to keep it down for the masses of asses. But let's get on with the subject now. Evil mothers. Why don't people talk about evil mothers instead of evil fathers all the time? You don't never hear in the news. You always hear, "Oh, he's a deadbeat dad." And I'm like, no, that's not the case. Nobody wants to hear two sides of the motherfucking coin, right? So I get confused about that. And of course, life is perpetual. What the hell is this? Let me make sure I turn this put this on mute just in case somebody tries to call me. Okay. People don't want to talk about deadbeat mothers because it always really starts from a deadbeat mother. The deadbeat mother meets a guy, right? Because women's intuition is in the garbage trash today. And of course, they always choose the wrong men. So this is how you breed a society through chaos. And then it becomes a matriarch where it can monopolize where the illuminate ones can monopolize all the chaos, right? If anybody's watching me in a live feed, Please. Yes. What's the matter? Yeah, well, what is it? Are you kidding me? You got a drink right there. Now you see what she's doing, okay? She doesn't do this when I'm not on. When I'm on the video. You sleepy? Come here. Kids. She got her TV. She got her drink and shit. And I prepared things, y'all guys. I prepared things. But anyway, nobody wants to talk about deadbeat mothers. Well, you know goddamn well they don't have no intuition. They ain't got nothing in common with a man until when the man gets tired of them, the man will knock them aside the head. Right now, I'm just talking to this female from Nigeria. She was born and raised from Nigeria. She came to New York. She told me she's being abused. And then I'm like wondering, like, yo, why is he abusing you? No man will usually put his hands on a woman unless she says some despicable bullshit, or she's been cheating on some shit, or she just blatant out too aggressive on him and shit like that, trying to get his dick and he don't want no dick and shit. I'm like, you can't be forcing a man to do nothing. Either he's aggressive or passive. Most women don't use their intuition because they didn't have a father figure to know how to use their intuition. All right. So why don't nobody talk about the deadbeat mothers? You know why? You know why that is? Because lots of men are born by single mothers, which in connection causes those guys to be Christian. And when they're Christians and Bible bumpers and social justice warriors and shit like that, and libertards and liberals to the extreme is libertards, okay? Like Michael Savage said it best, liberalism is a mental disorder, okay? But please understand this. When you got these bastard men out there, these beta alpha cucks fucking all of the low life women out there, you're going to breed a whole lot of chaos. And then it's going to be really mainly the fault of the women who choose the wrong men because there's no fathers around because the draconian system calls them to go into the courts and shit and try to call on white daddy because they can't have no control. I'm eating the halls. I'm eating the halls, y'all. You should always have your nose itching with vapor rub and the halls in your mouth. Orange juice. Keep yourself away from people. Stay away from smokers. Anything that destroys your immune system, stay away from it, goddamn it. Please understand that. Deadbeat mothers are everywhere. That's why you see so many single fathers. A lot of people are born by single mothers. I technically was born by a single mother. My father wasn't really there, even though when he was there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't talk to me at all. You could still be raised by a single mother if the father ain't been talking to you. The father probably didn't even care about you at all because he had no discipline in his life. He didn't have a father figure. So the family curse goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You focus on whose really fault is it? The ones who allowed the feminist movement. And you have to understand that's the illuminated ones so they can make more money off of the misery and the chaos and shit. Look up Project Chaos. Look up Gloria Steinfeld. Okay? You'll understand that. As a matter of fact, I want to say something about that too. Like I said on BMT show, the VWN show, okay, I was telling them, I remember I was talking about the origins of where this feminist movement came from. It came from the black woman teaching the white woman different tactics and strategies to take over. They wanted to feel equal because the black woman empowered. Isn't that some shit? Okay, please understand that I learned these things from racists themselves, and of course, then I was right. Gloria Steinfeld learned a lot from black women that empowered her to put it through the media. So there you go. I was right. I was right. I didn't know that. Somebody had to tell me that. But I was on this show one day and people was like, oh, then this old G head going to tell me, oh, you can't share that. I said, what are you talking about, dude? I'm telling you what the racists themselves did. Did any white guys tell you the information? But he going to jump to conclusions. Shit. Nah, you can't. Just because you sound old, that don't mean you're right, man. The only thing I said is a possibility. But these crackers told me this shit straight from the horse's mouth. And I'm just trying to tell you, you're going to tell me, you can't be using that kind of knowledge because that can't be possible. I'm like, dude, anything is possible in this world. Don't use your voice with me. It ain't gonna work. Because you got to understand people are biased all of the time. So now we understand why we have, because the feminist movement, the Me Too movement, women can't get their way and shit because when they get tired of shit, they basically want to call the cops because women should have to learn how to have something in common with men, but they don't want to learn how to have common things with men. So let's talk about something else in here. So deadbeat mothers are more the majority than the minority, okay? And the people just want to talk about deadbeat dads, but it's not. You got to hear both sides of the motherfucking coin out here, guys. Hear both sides of the motherfucking coin, but you don't never hear the side of the dad, right? And then the dad be like, sometimes the dad is wrong. I believe most of the time the dads are not wrong because nobody listens to their side of the story. All right, let's continue on now here. So we got comedians. Okay, now I was trying to make a point one day with this woman and shit saying Steve Harvey is funny. He's not funny. If you're cracking jokes and you don't have stories in your life, you're not really that funny. I can tell you a story right now and crack you up and smack you smack you. Oh, I can't believe that shit happened. Yeah, that shit happens and shit very easily. Storytelling definitely supersedes cracking jokes. Cracking jokes is just simple one punch type things. Richard Pryor did it best. He tells stories and shit like that. Eddie Murphy, okay? Eddie Griffin, you tell stories and shit. Cat Williams and shit. Black entertainers mostly. You tell a story. You get your point across by telling the story. You can actually learn something at the same time. But you don't really learn nothing when someone's cracking motherfucking jokes. But I advise everybody to basically try to learn how to tell a story. I don't give a fuck if it's a redundant story. I don't care if it's a made-up story. I don't give a fuck what type of story it is. Now, who is this texting me out here? No, they always say a check, but they don't show up. They ain't gonna get nothing. But you know what? Understand the difference between cracking jokes and telling stories. Most people who tell stories is usually that shit is hilarious as hell. There ain't no cracking jokes. I very rarely see people cracking jokes. What do you get when a chick crossed the road and some shit? I'm like, that's not really funny. Most people won't get them jokes, okay? Unless it depends on the audience that you're in. All right, because I'm gonna try to keep this shit down because I try to keep it down. I don't want to waste my time because every time the streaming yard only gives you 20 hours per goddamn they give you 20 hours per month. Okay, but I think you can open different accounts so you can get 20 hours per. You know what I'm saying? Well, other than that, I'm glad with this. I'm okay. I'm happy with this because I have a banner on the bottom. I can see my name and shit like that. Yeah, I was thinking about starting Zoom, but I may start that later. But anyway, let me continue on there. So cracking jokes is not as funny as someone telling a story. All right, so let's go and continue on the next subject right here. How to treat, I know I talked about all these subjects before, but so what? Life is perpetual. How to treat a pretty woman. You know, pretty thought type females. If you do have a girlfriend and you want to simply use vagina, I'm just trying to tell you, kick it to the game and make sure she pay. But if you're just lazy and you don't have no sense of personality or charm, go ahead and pay her and take her out to fucking locations, Red Lobster and shit like I used to do in the past. And next thing you know, this when you see her doing the makeup and you see her on her phone and shit, because the phone is a red flag. Phones are a red flag for thoughtism. My wife uses the motherfucking phone to try to look pretty and shit. I said that you look ugly as long as you keep looking in that mirror. You must listen to what I'm saying to you. You're the prettiest when you have no makeup. She may need some eyeliner though, because she ain't got no eyebrows and shit like that. But I look better than her if it was vice versa. If I was a woman, I would definitely look like a way more prettier version because my lips and shit, I got nice face and features and shit. I look definitely better than her. I even made a picture of myself. I put a picture as me looking like a female. I was pretty as I would fuck myself. I would motherfucking fuck my motherfucking self, right? Shit. I say I wish I could meet somebody looking like me. I was like, oh shit, with the mole and shit. I had pretty eyes, the female features and shit. There's this little a little app out there that can transform your face into a female and shit. But I don't know what the name of it's called though. Okay. But my wife tries to look pretty sometimes. I said the prettiest feature on my wife's body is her hair, her eyeliner, and her butt. That's it. Okay. That's it. Me, I got multiple things that's pretty on me. Okay. So I'm a 7 out of 10. She's a 7 out of 10. Always fall for your motherfucking type. If you want to know how to treat them bitches, basically like this. You take the phone from her. I say, hey, give me that phone. I remember dealing with a female who just pulled out her phone. I said, I know she's on that phone when I'm not around. So give me your phone. She don't want to give you your phone, and basically do the same thing in reverse. Don't give her your note. Don't give her shit. Put her on the back burner. She is not really girlfriend material. Trust me on that. She's trying to keep up with her parents. She's gonna keep putting on that makeup. If you tell her, hey, you look a bit beautiful without it, and she ignores you, ignore her ass. Keep your shit silent, man. Don't talk too much. I know that booty is looking nice, but I'm telling you right now, but the booty is stinky because you don't know any other fresh booty out here. So treat her as she's treating you. She's ignoring you because she's on the camera too much. She got her makeup on and shit. She got fake hair. She's a BT 1000. I don't give a fuck what the fuck she is. But once you see it, you got the belly button hanging out and shit. You got the diamond on the belly and shit like that. You treat them bitches like nothing. You be simple with them, and you be more happy with them. All right. So that's what I'm saying about how to treat them narcissistic bitches. Now, what's the next subject now here? On to the next one. Okay. Treat narcissistic bitches as the way they want to be treated, like shit. because they are shit. They're clowns in disguise. And the clowns. I said, you keep wearing that makeup on, you are a clown because you're gonna be looking ugly. You know what's in you know? Do you know what's made the makeup of what makeup is? It's aborted babies. Did you know that? You know that's a secret, right? Mary Kay products and shit. I didn't even know that shit. My grandmother told me that shit. You know what's in the secret ingredient inside of this makeup? Did you know that? Did you know that there's aborted feces and aborted fetuses that was blended up in a machine and shit like that? And oh my god, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Shit. I know that sounds kind of disgusting, but do the research yourself. You might find it somewhere. I was told that twice by two individuals who worked in Mary Kay. Okay, but anyway, let's continue on here. Bad kids with soft mothers. Okay, now bad kids with soft mothers are everywhere. One day I was in the post office. See, I'm telling the story now here. And then me, I'm like, I'm the type of disciplinary, like, you should discipline your kid immediately. There is no excuse for it. That child was acting a motherfucking fool, man. She was knocking over boxes and shit. I'm like, I said, I was assuming that the child may have had a mental disorder, and she said it herself. The child has autism. I said, I don't give a fuck if that child is retarded. I'm pretty sure that if you keep beating the child and the child is retarded, that child will eventually stop. Unless that child is like in another, like fucking, unless the child is like spacing out, like he don't understand his surroundings and shit. But this child was actually focusing in on objects and knocking them down. Like, okay, this is a problem here. She's doing that. I remembered another situation in CVS. I'm like, the child is literally going to places, talking shit, like motherfucker, I can't do what that. That's the child's discipline. The child has focus. Now, there's another particular type of child that you're not supposed to do abuse. And I saw this child, but the child is going to be accidental. The child is not going to be direct about it. Like the child may wander around and knock someone over, but not intentionally. You can see it. There's a difference between a child doing things intentionally. That's the child that needs to be spanked. That's the child that needs to be trained at home, or you keep them at home, or give them so don't bring them to the pub. Don't bring them motherfuckers in the fucking stores. Don't do that. Because me, I was gonna knock the shit out of that child. I don't give a fuck if your child or not. Your child is retarded. I'm gonna fuck that shit up. Because that child is really not retarded. Because you retarded, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you up. Right? And anybody else say, you don't put your hands on someone's child. Me, I'm kind of crazy. So what are you gonna do now? I'm crazy. I'll kill you too. I'll kill you too for Chuck. Yeah, the child is running on me. I'm gonna knock that little Chucky motherfucker off me. Gonna pick up a knife and some shit in a store and shit and start rambling people and that's a little motherfucker there. I kick that motherfucker like a little poochie dog. Okay? It's not my problem. That little baby just coming towards my way. I'm paranoid. You got to understand there's crazy people around. You can't be doing all that, letting your child run all over the place and shit like that. So let me say something about that though. If you ever see that, then you know the mother is a bad mother. That's a deadbeat mother right there. They become soft and they don't want to discipline their child and shit, and then they start doing a run and they be disrespecting their own fucking mother. Y'all saw that shit before. I was like, yo, this you gotta stop that shit. I tell my wife all the time, if you keep pampering the kids, this is what happens when you pamper kids psychologically. If you keep, this is from my experiences. I'm not talking about your motherfucking experiences. Fuck your experiences. I'm talking about my experiences. From all the, I've been around a lot of kids, babysitting a lot around kids. I was ex-Giglioer. Now, don't tell me, when people try to be biased and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, I've been around hundreds of kids, motherfuckers. I can see the difference between the fucking patterns between boys and girls. I can say this shit. Okay, girls are more social. They don't play games and shit, video games, right? That's a fact, right? When you watch girls play, they watch little girl TV shows. But little boys, they watch the other stuff, like Transformers and He-Man and shit. Play more video games, right? All right. So when you go play Fortnite, who you think is playing? It's not girls. I don't give a fuck, young or old. It doesn't matter. They don't play those type of games, man. They play little mobile games and mobile apps and shit like that. But I digress. But other than that, what was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought. So you got these goddamn kids that are acting bad as fuck. I'm telling you, if you discipline them, there'll be nothing wrong. Just don't discipline them in the public. Try your best not to discipline them in the public. Because you know how crackers are. It's usually crackers that's going to be like, Milano, like, oh, you shouldn't have hit that child and spanked that child like that. You shouldn't have spanked that child. I'm like, because they wasn't trained. They wasn't spanked. Okay, you can give them a timeout or some shit like that, but that don't always work. The fastest route before you even get to that point is a spanking. Okay, I don't do timeout. When my daughter's crying, shit like that, I give them a timeout. Yeah, you do timeout. Yeah, I give them a timeout. But then it's better to lock them away. Just lock them in a room or some shit. Let them cry it out. That's not abuse. Trust me, it's not. But some motherfucker, some soft motherfucker will say it's abuse. Okay, my daughters don't cry that much because they know that I'm taking the phone. We keep the lights on, but they let them bump themselves around in a room a couple of times so they can know that nobody hears them. I turn up the music and they can cry all they want and they stop. I say, you want to go into the room, okay? You want to try that shit? And they be like, no, daddy. So we got understanding here. All right, you don't necessarily have to hit kids, but the thing is that sometimes they'll take and try to push you. Oh yeah, as I was saying, since I almost lost my train of thought, I'm trying to tell you, my wife likes to pamper, and pampering leads to a spoiled child. Let me repeat that again. Pampering leads to a spoiled child. And then if you know that child is spoiled, you know the parents wasn't all that good. So it's a generational curse. All right, so let's talk about something else now here. Now, okay, privacy for kids. Now, the thing is that I told you I talk about multiple different subjects. Okay, now, don't underestimate me. Don't play with me, man. Don't motherfucking play with me. I'm live on here and I'm trying to help y'all guys out. Okay, try to be simple for y'all motherfuckers. Okay, please understand this. There is no privacy in your house when you have children. I really can't fathom how you allow your child privacy. The only privacy she'll get is in the bathroom. Okay, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you going to the bathroom, you take it. Okay, great, 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 great. But going into your room, do you have a door? Do you have a lock on your? No, there's none of that. You have to start that early. There's a lot of white people and Milano people that's really nice and let their kids have privacy. No, you don't know what's going on. But you can't trust nobody. You can't trust your kids. Where does this come from? Okay, I know back in the 1930s, from always the 30s, they used to have chastity belts and shit. They used to have put the babies outside the windows and let the babies cry, and that shit actually worked, but they thought it was, unhumane and some shit like that. And then now everybody's doing whatever the fuck they want. Kumbaya. What the fuck is going on with this discipline? It's gone because they see that as abusive. And you don't use no psychology. You just let your child do what you want, and basically then they have privacy. I said, when my daughters get on the internet, I have to be there, and she ain't gonna have no Facebook. That's a major flaw. You do not allow your child privacy. I don't understand that. The only time a child deserves privacy is when she's outside your house. I repeat, outside your motherfucking house. Outside your motherfucking house is when she get privacy. And on top of that, I keep telling y'all people to stop putting them kids in school because their privacy is going to be in the bathroom somewhere. Because I hear crazy stories where girls be losing their virginity in schools and shit, and you don't care. You don't even know who's around your kid, talking to your kid and shit like that. This is why I say homeschooling is very motherfucking important because you trust in the white man, vaccinations, and homeschooling. You fucking yourself. You're really fucking yourself really bad. Then you don't do no research and shit. You just let her do what she want to do. I don't understand that type of logic. I don't get that shit. And then when you get problems, then you be like, oh, you blame society. You forget to blame your fucking self. Anything that happens in my life is all my fault. I always blame myself. So if I'm hanging around the wrong person, it's my fault. I miscalculated. If I'm walking down the goddamn street and somebody want to snipe me for they don't know me from a can of paint and they just see me randomly, I say it's my fault. Even if that person shoots me. Because I should be more self-aware and shit like that. My intuition should be kicking in and say somebody's trying to snipe you, but I can't see them. That's how paranoid I am. I'm walking down the street and I'm like looking up and shit, and looking at corners and shit, and windows and shit. I may look kind of cringy at first and scary, but I can't always do it all the time. I could be in the store and then somebody cough and it bounces off of a box of cereal. And the next thing you know, I'm like, I get canary virus because the fact that it's my fault for not being over paranoid. I talked about being paranoid a long time ago. All right, because when I breathe through my mask, okay, right, I can't breathe half the time. Maybe that's the reason why some people be passing out and shit, right? So I'm like, wherever you go, even in the store, even if the store blows up, it's still your motherfucking fault because your intuition ain't working. And as I said earlier before, most women don't have intuition. You'd be more safer to be paranoid and scared than to have no intuition at all. Let's go on to the next subject now here. Hold on again. This is the same thing with trust in your house. I don't understand how you trust your child. I don't do that kind of shit. One thing I don't understand how parents are like, they talk about love, but I'm like, what is love? It's a trade-off, right? When your children respect you, you should give something back. But this blind, and we're not talking about relationships. We're talking about relationship with your children. and you give them trust to go out somewhere to smoke a cigarette, and you don't know what they're doing. No, there's no trust. I don't get that either. I say you just automatically believe that what they're saying is true. You don't track them in some shit. I say, oh, go ahead. You don't. You're not really smart, so you'll send them outside. Say, go ahead. You don't give no tracking device. You don't try to spy behind them. Spying is fucking wise. Spying is fucking like fine wine, motherfuckers. You better spy all you can. Like, for example, I spy all the time when I see my wife on the phone. I say, I got these phones and they all tracked. There ain't nothing abusive about it. I told her that's in the van. Everything is tracked. There ain't no secret messages and shit. There ain't no fucking communications with other dudes and shit. All that, anything that's untranslatable, I get rid of them motherfuckers. If that's your cousin, you ain't gonna be able to talk to them for long because I'm watching what you're writing. And I know how to translate them motherfuckers from another person. So my person can see this and they translate it for me. So I ain't worried about that shit. So when you're married, even when you're married, you handle women like this. You don't trust nobody. I don't understand this trusting. You don't just, blind love is fucking foolish, right? So why the fuck would you just give out trust? Trust is fucking earned. Trust is motherfucking earned. You just don't give that shit out. You can lose your life. You ain't paranoid at all if you can just trust somebody. Like, for example, I go to the Popeyes and shit. I don't trust them. I can't. There's a certain amount of things you can and cannot do. And this is the thing when I go to the Popeyes, I try to look through the window to see what they're doing with my fucking Popeye and shit. And I'll be thinking, are they going to spit on my food? They're going to drop my fucking pie. But you can't help every little tiny thing, but it's still going to be my fault. Okay, you understand what I'm saying, you guys? No trust. No trust in rules and regulations with her growing up as your daughter in your house. And I want to understand that here, we're going to talk about raising daughters and teaching them, okay, the importance of their virginity. And that's all I want to talk about for today. As I said you before, I try to keep it down and integrate. I talk about multiple subjects when I talk about my fucking live feed, okay? I talk about multiple subjects when I'm on my live feed. Now, when you raise your daughters, now daughters are the ones who can bring in a lot of income as they get older. You know, the Twitch and the mixer and shit, the makeup and shit like that. Lots of guys are simps and shit. They want to just look at your daughter and see how pretty she is. She don't even have to do that much. The only thing she has to do is put a fucking cash app on and get a computer and shit. And just looking pretty, get some lights and shit, and start doing things that other women don't do. Okay, that's it. And she'll be rich. She'll have an income, passive income every motherfucking month. But you gotta be careful and shit when you have girls. You teach them about the fucking virtue of her virginity, because usually the first time a woman loses her virginity, she's usually going to fall in love with that guy completely. I try to prevent women from falling in love with me because I'm cringy as a motherfucker. I usually try to tell them straight up, you know, I like pussy and I like to do this and this and that. And some women actually like that shit. And I said, yeah, I like the way. I remember I was talking to this one dyke and shit. And this guy, she looked like a dude and shit, a butch. She was a butch, okay? And I took her clothes off and shit, and I was massaging her body. She said, yeah, you know how to touch me. You a motherfucker. I liked it. She got aroused and shit. She was squirting and shit. And I didn't even fuck her. I didn't even fuck her. I didn't. Oh, my motherfucker. She looked like a dude and shit. I said, I could do this. I can do this. This is my brody here. But when she take off her clothes and shit, oh my fucking God, her body was banging and shit. She didn't have no smell or nothing like that. I said she likes girls, and she said she liked me. I said, I know she's just bisexual. That's all it is. But she's like she liked girls more. And I was like, okay, you know, thanks for complimenting, but I don't care. But anyway, you know, women are a trip, you guys. And if you have daughters, you have to make sure that you're very clear to teach your daughters how to stay on the outside instead of playing on the inside, especially when they get a certain age. You can joke around about it. You're the parents and shit. You got to make sure that them getting pregnant is not acceptable, okay? You got to tell them abortions is not acceptable either, because you'll get caught. You can get infected, okay? You got to show them things. When you talk, you also got to show them things. And sometimes it can get a little out of hand. Only when the girls, it depends on what your genetics are for the girl to be a horny nymphomaniac, okay? Because I've met some nasty ass females in my past, and I told this bitch, I was like, she wants to have sex every fucking few minutes, and I said, no, that's not possible, man. You got to find another nymphomaniac motherfucker out there who is like to have sex all the time. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not trying to have sex throughout the whole entire day for an hour or some shit like that, fucking for 45 minutes because you're trying to get a nut off, and it takes fucking forever for you to fucking get a nut. Oh, you out your goddamn mind. Oh, you out your goddamn mind. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you better hope to God that your daughters is not nymphos. You better pray to God. Because they will sneak out and they will be having sex in the alleyways. But women be telling me, I had sex over here and over here. I said, that's trifling as fuck, bitch. That's trifling as motherfucking fuck, bitch. But teach your daughters about the virtue of her virginity, which is very important. My wife played on the outside of the pussy. I told her, how many pieces of fingers do you stick up in your pussy and shit? She said she sticks one or two. That's good enough. Because the hymen is not going to be broken. Her hymen was not broken. I talked to her for 4 fucking years. She told me she always played with her pussy and shit. And see, the thing is that your vagina sizes do change when you get pregnant and shit. And you lose. I can feel the difference. Because I can tell the difference between a tight vagina and a fucking vagina that basically had baby to it. Because I'm the first one experiencing. I can talk about it. The first female I ever encountered, she was a virgin and shit. She basically, I could not get in that motherfucker. I could not get in. But when I met my wife right here, I could not get in at first. It took like three days. It took us 3 days. So you know I'm not a little motherfucker, okay? But other than that, the virtue of your daughter's virginity is very important. There's no trust issue here. Everything is tracked and monitored. Now, if you ever had your daughter say to you, oh, okay, why can't I do things like other girls? That's a problem because you put her in school. You did it, so you have to suffer that consequence. You put them in school so the other kids, the peer pressure can connect with your fucking daughter, and your daughter comes right back to your ass and say, yeah, why can't I do what the other girls do? Because you fucked up. You ain't no parent. Most of y'all motherfuckers are not fucking motherfucking parents, okay? Let's get that shit real. Let's get that shit straight. You are not qualified to be a motherfucking parent. Look what's going on in society. Mostly white women are motherfucking taking up all of the welfare and shit. If white women wasn't using welfare, then everything would stop. Trust me. Women in the ancient past were crucified, especially white women, as witches and shit. Yeah, but understand this. If white women come together and shit and start doing the right thing, going with the right men, like Little House on the motherfucking Prairie, and they stuck with their religion and shit like that, we will all be singing kumbaya, okay? But this ain't the 1940s no more. This ain't between the 1950s and 60s. Okay, so please understand that I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. So we talked about all those things, did we? We talked about all those goddamn things. We talked about bad kids with some mothers, privacy. Okay, for kids, there's no privacy in the house. I don't understand that, you guys. Raising daughters to teach them the importance of virginity. If you want to take it another step, teach your daughters to do what guys like to do, because they're called tomboys. Okay. There was a few females I talked to in my life named Tree and Joanna and shit like that. Well, basically had fire conversations because they kept their minds into intellectual properties and shit. Keep them learning about multiple things. Like my daughter plays Minecraft. She plays Rayman. I will not allow my daughter to play one fucking thing. I say play something else. Do something else, my daughter. You are wise beyond your years. You should be doing different things. You should read a little bit about philosophy. Find someone you like in philosophy. My favorite three main philosophers are Socrates, Heraclitus, and also Mahatma Gandhi. What are yours? Okay. Do you know any civil rights movement leaders and shit? Learn multitudes of different things. Lots of women don't know multitudes of different things. I've talked to hundreds of women. I'm telling you, they don't have good conversations. So teach your daughters to have something to talk about when they talk to a guy. If your daughter is more intellectual than the guy that she meets, then she may have to find another man, okay? Because that's not possible, man. So simple men should stay with simple women. That's why I say fall for your motherfucking type, guys. Fall for your motherfucking type. We wouldn't have these problems if you just fall for your goddamn type, but each his own. It will not be so hard if you just basically fall for your type. So a fat person should be with a fat person. A 7 should be with a 7. A 5 should be with a 5. Okay. You can go one number down and one number up, but don't go too far. I see people out there, especially when I was in Ethiopia, when I saw Colonel Sanders like fucking with this fine ass Ethiopian chick, and I was like, holy motherfucking shit. Do I see what I'm seeing in Ethiopia right now? This girl looked way more hotter than my fucking wife. God damn. She literally had a fucking 6-pack. And he was Colonel fucking Sanders banging that little pussy. I was like, shit. I was so mad. I was about to fuck Colonel Sanders up, motherfucker. I was about to fuck Colonel Sanders. I told my wife, I said, do you see this right here? I said, do you want to get her for me, my love? Okay. And she was like, you know, she was like, yeah, I ain't touching. I said, we got to get her out of there, man. This is not right for an old man, an old crackhead, fucking a little black chick like that. Okay, she was supposed to belong to me to make prettier babies. All right, but anyway, maybe his genetics will be pretty good. Okay, but black people always make prettier babies. Same thing for Blasian babies. A nigga stick his penis in an Asian bitch, that's gonna be a pretty ass baby. We already know these facts. We already know that niggas can't be extinct because of the prettiest of our color and the biggestness of our penises and our lips and shit and our talents and our noses. But I don't think about our intellectual problems though, because we are not slave thinkers like the cracker and Milano. And I'm not being racist on it. I'm not being a racist. Okay. Well, I love you all, but I hate the many of you. What else is there to talk about today, you guys? So, okay, we talked about virginity. We talked about a trust in your household, which should not be there. It should just be everything tracked. We talk about cracking jokes versus telling stories and shit like that. I always do shit like this, but I don't do this all of the time because I just want people to get my message out there. I'm only one person doing all this shit, and if you want to know something about me, you just ask questions, people. Okay, I'm a professional by myself. All right. And as I said before, I don't look for subscribers or ups and likes and shit. That's kind of biased. I don't really get involved in that. And I hope all y'all got your stimulus checks, okay? Oh yeah, let me tell you a mental note here. Those people who did not get their automatic stimulus check in the mail, I mean, in the direct deposit, may come into your, it may come as a check formation. All right, so that's want you to understand that, okay? So I love you all, but I hate the many of you. I love animals more than human beings. I have talked for at least about over a half an hour. And oh yeah, another thing I want you to know is that David Icke is pulled down. They pulled David Icke down. And I keep telling y'all guys, if you are too articulate with your words, you become really popular, you're gonna have to twist it up a little bit. I have received no strikes on none of my videos. I've received not all my videos are still up. Some videos were pulled down because of the title. I think they didn't watch it. Okay, somebody just reported it and shit. They're trying to report me, but it ain't working because I'm a schizo. Okay, I'm just talking random facts and shit. Nobody's listening to me. That's how you're supposed to make it. You're supposed to make it to where nobody listens because if you sounding and articulate, you putting your shit together too correctly. You're doing this and you're doing too much work, motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you, somebody's not gonna like you, and they're gonna have enough influence and power to pull your ass down. And they may be even connected with fucking YouTube and shit. You better be careful. This is the thing I don't like about YouTube. You'll talk about something, and it could be something about Sandy Hook, and they got real sensitive on it. And somebody who's working with YouTube or fucking Facebook or Twitter, and they don't like that shit, they just pull you down. They take your shit down. This is why it's important for all of you to basically make your own shit. Okay, there is a site that somebody told me about banned videos and shit. It's called banned videos. Okay, and all of the videos that was pulled off the air, basically, it's in that fucking sector. I'm gonna try to find it though. And of course, as I said before, I love you all, but I had to many of you. I usually try to make these videos almost every day. I can. I try. Depends on my mood, you guys. Also, I'm gonna have my own place though, because I'm moving out of my wife's dirty place. Because I told you that she's gonna be paying up. She's paying me up for services rendered. Okay, because she kind of stupid though. She's not thinking clearly and shit. She don't understand that if she gets in a dilemma, she's gonna have to lose her. You're gonna lose her phone. She's gonna lose everything. But I can't help her there, because I told her the steps that's gonna happen, and it's happening right now. Okay, my kids are home. I'm getting my own place, and then I come over. The only time I come over is I'm getting some booty. Okay, she's gonna give me a ride and shit like that here and there. And the value of a woman goes down after her booty becomes popped. Okay, once that goes down, it's nothing but a mouth. Okay, I don't have no time for that. Okay, like for a value for a man, I can get a strap on because I'm creative. Because I always got something to do with a woman's body, even if my penis is gone. Okay, but if I lost my mouthpiece and shit like that, I have other things that's kind of annoying too. Because I have OCD around the house. I would be like, if I couldn't speak, I'd be like, I see shit on the floor. I see crumbs on the floor. I'd be like, I don't even need to say shit. That would be annoying as hell. I'll probably take shit and just throw it in the trash just to cool my fucking ass down. Right? So anybody want to do numerology? Here it is right there. As I said before, I'm a life path number 9. My attitude is a number 6. Most of my numbers are compatible with one another. All right. So let me tell you the compatible numbers again before I get off here. 3s, 6s, and 9s are creative numbers. Okay. And it is 1s, 5s, and 7s, which are basically the business numbers. No, no, they're not the business numbers. They're the, mind numbers, I want to say. And then it's twos, fours, and eights. Two, fours, and eights are the business numbers. So basically, if you want to know your fucking life numerology number, just tell me how it is. Okay. I love you all, but hate the many of you, and I'm out. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters. I love YouTube. I did. I wish they do with YouTube though. I really wish that they would charge everybody $5 to use the services, so nobody shit would get pulled off. Especially if they're not breaking the policies or some shit like that. I think if everybody just paid this $5 or this, not more than $5, because Netflix is charging people fucking $14 an hour, and they trying to creep up and charge people extra every little once in a while and shit. My shit is $14 when I'm paying for Netflix. All the movies and shit. You can watch those movies and shit. You can watch movies for free on your Xbox as long as you got an internet service, okay? Because you got to pay for some internet service to see all that shit anyway. All right. But anyway, peace and love to brothers and sisters. Welcome to my page. It was a nice day today. I played basketball today. Made a lot of hook shots on this kid, and he was like, "Your hook shots is going in." I said, "Yeah, man, that's a lot of practice. You got to keep shooting. So stop shooting hook shots. You'll win sometimes." And yeah, I know I can't do that. Okay, if I shoot forward shots, you'll lose really quick. If I come in, you'll lose really quick. I jump higher than you guys. But anyway, peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page, and y'all have a good night and a good motherfucking day. Stay safe from this canary virus shit, and eat healthy. Think about your vitamins from A through K, turmeric, sage, again, ginger. We talked about all these different peppermint, eucalyptic, this prune juice cleans your bowels. All the poisons is in your gut. Okay, you got to get the shit out of your gut. You got to detox the body. Dr. Sebi said it best. You basically says clean your gut before you can do any kind of healing, because your gut is full of bacteria. And the thing I don't understand about Dr. Sebi, he said viruses don't exist. Okay? I don't know. That's kind of hard to grasp here. But maybe I got to do some more research. I'm always learning, and I'm willing to learn. Have a nice day, everybody. Peace.